Hello gorgeous Pisces, I do hope that you are gorgeous and well, and this is your love horoscope for August 2018. Now if you watch me for the first time, my name's Bella, and how I do my readings is I'm a psychic, so I read the energies based on what my spirit guides who I work with and have worked with for over 20 years help me to interpret so that you can get a general gist. I do have an announcement just before I do my reading so that people know about my service whilst I'm on vacation. So I'm on vacation in August from the 1st all the way to the 11th of September. I'm going to be in the USA for all of that time. If you want to get hold of me, all the links are just down below, but it will be a restricted service. So for the first 3 weeks, I'm only available on Instago only, but you can get me beforehand, or on the 11th as I return, you can pre-schedule with my scheduler for your call if you want to catch me when I get back. So anyway, if you're unclear, just look down below, would be the best answer to that question. All right, so Pisces, what threw me a little bit as I started to, before I came in and got onto, what was going to be happening for you in your love life, I was like, oh, that's really interesting, because you guys have kind of had a really good few months, I feel, in terms of like the way you're bonding with people, the way you're being patient and other people being patient with you, and nothing about your energies changed. But what was interesting is the attention you get from other people. That is romantic. And I say like that because some of you are in connections and this will still apply. You are a little bit alluring to people this month. I get at least 3 different individuals being interested in you. Now, there could be, because this is a general reading, it could be that you get somebody who's showing 3 sides of themselves. But overall, my guide's saying no, it is 3 different interests. Doesn't matter what, your sexuality is. There's 3 different interests that at least are made known to you. So I can only describe it like this, the 3 different aspects. And one of them might be one person you know, and I have to be quite general with this because there's so many of you watching. But what it does lead to at the end of this reading is you making a bit of a choice. Do you stay with what you have, or do you go somewhere different? Because you have options. Again, this could be that you're single, you're dating 3 people, it doesn't matter. Sorry, of all the days I've chosen to do this, there's noise in the background. So I hope if it gets too bad, I'll move to another room. But I do apologise for the noise in the background if you can even hear it. But basically, the first person I would say is an air sign. The first person's air sign. They are, I have to describe their personality and not about what they look like or their age, because again there's so many of you, but in terms of their personality, they are incredibly direct, maybe bordering on slightly arrogant, just slightly. So very full of themselves, very, very confident, but you have no doubt that they like you because they will be all up in your grid. They are very much want to know that you have their attention, albeit that I said there's this arrogance slightly about them in how they go about it, almost like, why would you not date me? So if you're a female, that could come out, like when you're walking down the street, and I think a lot of females have been in this position. You're walking down the street and some guy sees you, thinks you're amazing, and decides right there and then he has to get your number. He has to talk to you. He doesn't care if you're with somebody, doesn't care at all. You could be working as a waitress and you've got your wedding ring on. This person will make a beeline for you and will be direct and maybe slightly arrogant in the way that they are. That's that's one of them. They could come in different orders. The second one, so again, apply that also if you're a female. This could be a female that sees you and just is like, oh my God, he's my forever hunk. Anyway, the second person is somebody connected to your work. So they may work where you work, or that you come in contact with them because of your work. I have to say they feel very stable. They feel like they are very grounded. They feel like they have a bit of money. So they work doing something where they're very proud of their work and they're very good with their money, so you have to put it into proportion of what they do. And they're very, I think that this person has liked you for a while, so you've definitely seen them before and you know them, but it's only now that they're starting to kind of, I don't know, make it a bit more obvious, but in a really subtle way. So he's the sort of person that you would be like, do they like me now? I'm seeing the way they stare at me, or they're offering me to do stuff. Like, you start to notice it more, and you might notice it more because I'm doing this video, but you start to notice it more. So that's the second one. So, and I would say they are an earth sign because of how grounded they are. And then the last one's a fire sign. They do have a younger energy. Now, they could literally be younger. They could also just have a very youthful outlook. So they, you know, they could be 50 but are into Snapchat and, you know, partying and, you know, whatever this is. They've just got a very young outlook on things, very spontaneous. I would say they're a Sagittarius more than anything, but whatever it is, they are a fire sign. And you meet them, I get a lot of travel element around this. So this is, I want to say, like, for those of you that are on holiday, again, this could be that you are traveling, commuting to work, and you meet this person, kind of makes themselves, and they're similar to the first one in terms of they do make it obvious, but there's no arrogancy about it. And they're very good looking. Whoever they are also too. So again, apply it to your situation, male or female, doesn't matter. All right, there's 3 interests, and they seem to come in quite at the early first 2 weeks, and it kind of gives you a bit of a position where you feel wonderful because of the attention, because you may not do anything about it, particularly if one of these is not your current partner. But by the by, you still feel like you've got lots of confidence about it. It makes you feel really, really good. It does force you a little bit, particularly if you are in a situation where perhaps you were considering breaking up or you are single. It kind of gives you beautiful options about which of these you take forward. Basically, it's very interesting that they're the other elements to what you are as well. So, the one that's more arrogant will want to push things to happen much more quicker, which some of you won't mind and some of you will mind that pressure being put on you. But I have to say here, overall, it just makes you feel incredibly alluring and confident, and puts you in the position of choice, which is quite a powerful position to be in. It's sort of looking at your love life thinking, oh, I don't know what direction it could go. You're now looking at your love life saying, actually, I've got loads of options of where this can go, and actually they could be incredibly positive for me. This is really unlike Piscean. Sorry, the guys are saying here that some of you may even be considering cheating, or at least 2 of them. So if you're single and you're dating 3, 2 of them make it through to the end, and you're still shown as continuing to date until you figure out which one's really likely for you. The cheating one threw me because it's not necessarily something that I normally see when it comes to Pisceans, not for a while anyway. So there is real temptation being thrown in front of you, basically. Hence what they're saying here, you're quite alluring, you're quite a magnet, and it does bring you some confidence, but it could also bring you some trouble as well, so just think about that. But if you're single, then you know you're entitled to date, you know, people until you make a decision. It's that what threw me is the ones where you're perhaps in a relationship and you actually do potentially, or you know, the definition of cheating, depending on your circumstances, can, you know, sometimes cheating could be the fact that you're just emotionally talking to somebody inappropriately. Do you see what I mean? So anyway, it feels to me that this reading this month is more about how other people are attracted to you, and then how that makes you feel, and then what it is you do or don't do about it. At the end of the day, you have 3 directions basically that you can go in this month, 3 choices, and in the event that this is one person with all those 3 personality traits, I still have to say that it's all about you and about how you manage that. I think for some of you, the one that is a little bit more arrogant will be the one that's less appealing, and it's the other 2 that you're likely to continue with based on the way that they interact with you, which is more in line with being a better seat for a Piscean. But by the by, it's I think it's going to be a really interesting month about it challenging the dynamics of your existing perception around relationships, but also the perception around who you are also as a person. So yeah, really interesting. So anyway, I hope it's been helpful, lovely, gorgeous Pisces. I'll be back again next month, probably a bit late, well, definitely a bit late next month with my videos for September. And I hope you have an amazing August. Take care. Bye.